admits, I don't think I'll accept Crawford for Pacquiao. Yeah, because he'd lose.
Yeah, no.
Like, that's a really bad fight for Manny.
The money don't add up either. This is what I talked about when Crawford won last week. They didn't do good at the gate. The pay-per-view, they haven't even released numbers. That's never a good sign. Manny's going to demand at least $8 million. At the lowest I could see Manny taking is $8 million. I don't know if the Terrence Crawford fight generates that, and I don't know if Manny Pacquiao wants to risk a loss. That would be his last fight. If he got beat by Terrence Crawford, I don't see Manny Pacquiao returning to pay-per-view, HBO pay-per-view anymore. So I don't like the fight. I still think Saul Alvarez is the way Pacquiao should go. They should try to get Alvarez. I think Alvarez is a winnable fight for Manny at this point in his career, and it's going to make both of them a shitload of money. That is a $2 million buy pay-per-view fight.
Okay. Just 17 hours ago, direct from Jesse Vargas, the fight against Manny Pacquiao is still under negotiation. I can say that soon we will announce it, although I do not want to advance because in boxing everything can change every minute. Jesse Vargas.
I like that. I like that fight, Lee. I like Jesse Vargas in this matchup. I think he has the right hand to nullify Manny Pacquiao's offense all night. He's a good boxer, but with a good right hand. And that's the punch that really stops Manny Pacquiao. Freddie Roach said it himself. So it might work financially because we have to bring into fact Vargas is Mexican. They got a big fan base. There might be people willing to buy this, especially if Bob Arum does a good job of loading the undercard with Mexican fighters. Gilberto Ramirez coming right up to first. So I like this. Vargas is not going to demand that much money. I think he knows his place in the boxing world right now. So that means they could shift more money over to Manny, where I think Terrence Crawford is already on the level of thinking he's the new face of Top Rank. So I don't see him taking $1 million, $1.5 million to have a big pay-per-view fight, where Jesse Vargas might be more than willing to take something like that for the opportunity that a Pacquiao fight would deliver. So I like this fight all the way around if they were to go with it. I know it's not a big fan favorite in the general public, but hopefully with the Mexicans, they can make this fight happen. Still like Canelo though, Lee, but hey, we all know why it's a double-end deal. So of course, Bob Arum would take one of his own stablemate over a Canelo fight.
Of course he would. And why wouldn't he? Any other news that you want to drop in, Andrew?
There was one. Oh, yeah, Frampton's already denied Rigondeaux, says it doesn't make enough money. What does that sound like, Lee? Doesn't that sound like a PBC fucking excuse right there? Not enough money. Yeah, all right. Hopefully he rematches Frampton. Hopefully he rematches Santa Cruz. We will see. But no, I don't see anything else that hit the wire. Ruslan Shaigayev.
We just broke that Manny Pacquiao, I just did a Manila feed. We just broke that Jesse Vargas is going to fight Manny Pacquiao probably before everybody else.
Well, title it and send it out.
Should I write it as confirmed?
I was just going to say confirm that shit, Lee.
Confirm Vargas versus Pacquiao. Pacquiao.
Inside source. That's what they all say.
Right. You should call our inside source and see how close that actual fight is.
Yeah, or just write it. What the fuck?
No.
I'm just kidding.
Look,
I'm just kidding.
Why don't you follow up?
All right, I'll give you a text.
Do the job. You seem to think that this is a job.
In the beginning of the show, you said that I'm a writer/fan. So
you are.
Just being
you
a
are.
fan.
And sometimes I think you're more a fan than you are a writer. I do.
Well, I kind of moved to the radio. I told you where I got out of writing, man. All they do is steal your stuff. They don't ask you for your stuff, but you sure do see your shit everywhere else.
This shit too, bro. They steal this shit even more.
It's a lot easier.
Okay. And this is no joke to anybody who's listening. We have a few people listen to the show. Not a lot, not a little, but we have a few people listen to this show. Okay? And I really appreciate everybody who listens. The vast majority of people who listen to this show are fucking writers because it makes them laugh, because nobody can talk about crap apparently the way I do. Well, yeah, you can. You just won't be allowed to go to fights like me. I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, you will make nice with a couple of the lower promoters, but they won't help you. They won't push. They won't, like, I have never been blown off so frequently in my entire life by people who think how I behave as compared to how I actually behave. So I get that. You can say what you want. You can write whatever you want. But the reality is, like, you're just not going to get any of the promoters to be on your side the minute you start to talk shit. I mean, that's the truth. And I've heard other podcasts, they talk shit, but they talk politically correct shit. Like, they're always on the right side of it with one promoter or another, so they're always hooked up. I don't like anybody in boxing. I don't, like, you couldn't, I like Bob a lot, and I like Top Rank a lot, and they're really kind to me, and I go to a lot of their fights, and because I go directly through them. And their staff is great. Their marketing group is great. I like everything about them. Same with Oscar and Golden Boy. They're all great. Okay?
What I don't like is there's not enough.
But if you don't think that I'm not going to make a comment about Oscar in a strip club making it rain, like, I'm looking for photos. Like, I'm pretty close to putting up money rewards to try to find Oscar in the club pulling a 50 Cent. You know, like, it almost needs that 50 Cent in the background, Oscar De La Hoya making it rain, you know, dun. Yet I could just see a whole meme behind out. Like, I'm obsessed with that stuff.
I actually heard that Oscar just liked what the girl was wearing. That's why he was throwing money at her. I don't know if it's true. It was just like a big letdown for me. I thought he
generally I throw money at a girl in that situation for the amount, the least amount of clothing.
That's what I thought he was doing, Lee, but I guess not.
Guess not. He was actually trying to convince her to go to church with him and the family.
Buy the outfit.
And his pathetic wife, who just seems to get paid for being in that marriage.
I don't even remember what she looks like anymore. I haven't seen her in so long.
In the real world, and I'm going to say this because that's a controversial statement. I don't know Oscar's wife's situation, being Miss Puerto Rico. They have kids. I'm sure she's probably doing the right thing. She's probably Catholic and trying to be stand-up. But here's what I know. And all of you that are married or living with someone or have a partner, and I don't care if it's a guy, girl, whatever you're into, including your mailbox. If there's a video of you at a strip club making an ass out of yourself, okay, period. Wait, let's go one step better.
Yeah, she went a lot further.
If there's a photo of you in a pair of boxing gloves and a nightie.
Wearing the stripper's clothes.
Wearing the stripper's clothes. How quick are you broken up?
Pretty much a wrap.
Right. Like, you don't even have to come home, right?
Yeah.
Like, she could just text you if you got a text of the photo on your phone, right? Like, you're out doing whatever, you're doing your job, right? You're sweating your balls off, trying to make your money. You're up on a hot, you're doing your gig, right? And on your phone, you hear tiddlink, and you look down, and it's a picture of you in a nightie and a pair of boxing gloves. Do you even go home?
No,
right? You just keep going. There doesn't even need to be a response to it.
There might not be a home, Lee, when I get there.
Hey, so why? Yeah, no. She's changed the locks. Don't worry, Andrew. You built her a house. Like, you're pouring concrete foundations and shit. No, she'll keep the house. But your shit will be on the lawn. You could drive by in the middle of the night and come get your shit on the lawn.
Very true.
That's the real world, everyone. Most people won't talk that much shit. I will. I don't think I say things that are racially motivated. I think I say things that are based on ignorance and stupidity within boxing. And trash is trash. I don't care if you're black, white, brown, or pink. When you act stupid because you got money, you're acting stupid because you got money. Fucking grow up.
And sometimes it costs you. Here's a little fact that I found out. The bowling bet that Adrian Broner lost. It was $8,000 that got him all into this trouble, Lee, why he's sitting in jail as we speak right now.
He's garbage.
Guess how much it's costing him to keep it out of the courts?
I can't imagine.
150,000 to 200K. He's gonna have to pay the defendant.
Guilty. Is that racially profiling?
No, that's just to keep it out of court. He's gonna.
I get, but he's guilty.
What a bowling game that was. The pros don't make that much money, do they? One game, 200K, Lee? Are you serious?
Guilty. Guilty.
Stay strong, Adrian. Stay strong.
And a special note to our friend Kevin Aioli, who's off to
What do you think he's doing right now? Do you think he's playing bones or spades? Which one is it, Lee?
It's 10, 11, 12. It's 1 o'clock out there. It's 1:30, so they just had lunch where somebody tried to shiv him with a spoon. Fuck, I could only hope. Would that not be the best? Every day at lunch, somebody just takes a run at him with a spoon.
He's paying a lot. If he's in the general public, he's paying a lot.
It's almost yard. Look, it's the afternoon, so it's yard time.
He gets his little lunch bag. He gets his brown lunch bag.
Then Boner's got to be somebody's bitch in the shower. Come here, porn dick. Come over here. Bring it over here. Make it rain, bitch. Yeah, I could see all that happening to him. It won't.
No, he's PC'd. I have no doubt in my mind that Adrian Broner's in protective custody right now.
Of course he is. But trust me when I say this. Being in a box for 30 straight days, that's a long-ass time for somebody who likes his freedom.
Yep. Thinking about how gangsta he is when he comes out, Lee. Been to the slammer. He's always been a wannabe. His whole career has been a wannabe. He was a wannabe little Floyd Mayweather. He's a wannabe billionaire. And now he's a wannabe gangster with his little write me on my 30-day sentence. I'm telling you, the guy has always been a fake. Robert Guerrero will expose him for the last time. And that'll be the end of Adrian Broner.
Last note to our friend Kevin Aioli, who's headed off to the Olympics in Rio de Janeiro. Good luck to him.
Yeah.
I hope he comes back
because
it'll be great to read about boxing at the Olympics from Kevin. And I also want to say goodbye because there's a statistical chance, Kevin, with you going to Rio de Janeiro that you're going to get SARS and die.
It's pretty scary. Yeah, a lot of scary. They found a dead body they came up on the volleyball team while they were practicing. They've had one guy kidnapped by law enforcement. I don't know why that happened. They had another whole team was robbed. And 50% of the buildings that they're supposed to be housed in are not complete. So,
oh no, they got exposed wiring and all kinds of shit.
Yeah, not very good coming out of Rio.
It sounds a lot like the Cosmopolitan Hotel.
It's kind of weird when China comes off better than Brazil. You know, going into that, you would have thought Brazil was like, at least as far as...
they have infected water. You can't go into the water. It's a sewer.
But you know what? You think Brazil, you think tourists, you think white beaches. No, not that at all.
No. I'll look at it through photos.
Yep.
So, Kevin, I hope you make it back. I really do. But for anybody who's interested, this is my little personal note because I like Kevin. Kevin Aioli, Yahoo. It's Yahoo Sports still, right? Or yeah, he's still Yahoo Sports, isn't he?
Yes, he's still Yahoo. Yes, he
still
is.
Yahoo Sports, right? He's the only one left there. Okay, I'm like losing my mind for a split second. If you want to cover, here's what I'm going to say. You guys want updates and great stuff about the Olympics, especially boxing. Kevin Aioli's covering it for Yahoo Sports. You should probably get him on your Facebook feed, as I do. I'm just telling you, that's one of those things. Just don't miss out because they don't really cover boxing on the telecasts at all. They cover gymnastics, swimming, track and field.
Yeah, you got to be up like at 1 a.m. to watch a replay.
Yeah, that's not happening. I'm not watching boxing. I just don't. I don't.
Hopefully we can record it now, come home and watch it when we want. That's what I'm hoping for, Lee.
Well, you would think with this many channels, but yeah, it's probably not going to happen, Andrew. They don't even cover the decathlon anymore. Like, they don't cover any good sports.